What is up, Hawk fans? Sorry my hair's all messed up. Where I'm at is kind of rainy, and I'm in between working some U.S. water polo games. But I wanted to talk about the Fran McCaffery situation really quickly. So I previously dropped a video detailing that if it were up to Fran McCaffery solely, I don't think he would leave Iowa. He makes too much money. He's been there too long. His boys are all going to be in college. I mean, maybe he would want to coach his youngest son, Jack McCaffery, but it's pretty obvious that Jack McCaffery doesn't really, not only did he spurn Iowa, but he doesn't really want to play for his father because he knows the difficulty in doing that as well. So I detailed that there was a post that was dropped from this person. I don't know who this person is. A lot of people keep saying that he predicted Brian Ferentz being gone. Everybody predicted that. Okay, that's I mean, you can go back to my videos. I said that numerous times. I said Brian Ferentz will not, if the offense does not improve, he will not make it through the season. And I was spot on. But I don't take a ton of credit for that because it was obvious. So this guy very well might be right. Now, he, in his post, and you guys can go back to my first video, his name is like Hawk Insider or something like that. It could be a parody account. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to it. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. But Fran McCaffery, I just don't see, as far as him personally deciding to leave Iowa, I don't see it. So let's just expound a little bit further out, and let's talk about where the Iowa basketball program is at and how the fans feel, the talent that Fran is bringing in. And I don't have a lot of time to discuss it, but I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. So I have been at the forefront. My channel is the channel that is completely honest, completely transparent, and I always let you guys know if a coach is on the hot seat, if there are issues with winning, whatever those issues may be, because at the end of the day, because there's a lot of Iowa fans who, when you criticize the coaches, it's seen as disloyalty. You're not being a loyal Iowa Hawkeye fan. I don't give a crap about being a loyal fan. I mean, I do maybe on a certain regard, but what I care far more about is Iowa winning. That's what I care about. So all of my opinions are going to be about Iowa winning and what needs to take place in order for them to win more. So there is a tremendous amount of apathy towards Fran McCaffery. Fran McCaffery has never been the most liked head coach. I think a lot of people kind of put up with him because they were winning, and there were times where they were ranked in top 10 in the nation. He should be given all the credit in the world for that. Now, did they come up short in the NCAA tournament? Absolutely. Did some of those teams peak earlier or like midpoint in the year and kind of dip? Sure. Not all of them, but some of them. I don't know that I believe in the Fran February meltdown idea. Also, he deserves credit for finding guys like Luka Garza, Keegan, and Chris Murray. Okay, you can say that anybody could see how talented they were, but let me tell you guys something. Number one, Luka Garza was a slow, big-bodied, talented white guy who physically was not developed. Okay, what you saw his senior year was not what he ended up being. or excuse me, what you saw his senior year was not what he was when he first came to Iowa. Okay, he was talented, but that's not what he was. And he was a high 3-star, borderline 4-star. He deserves credit for finding Luka Garza. Now, Luka Garza wasn't like lowly recruited, certainly not like the Murray brothers. And he does deserve credit for finding the Murray brothers. 100,000% he deserves that credit. And he deserves credit for helping develop them into NBA draft picks and National Player of the Year candidates and winners. He deserves that credit. With all of that said, and he deserves credit for taking Iowa to the NCAA tournament 4 years in a row, and it would have been 5 years in a row. With that said, and he deserves credit for winning the Big Ten tournament title one time. Okay. With all of that said, Fran McCaffery has been at Iowa a long time, and coaches do deserve criticism when they are unable to generate passion and excitement from the fan base, because that's part of it. If you can't generate passion and excitement from the fan base, it's going to affect recruiting. It's going to affect NIL money. It's going to affect attendance, which affects money. It affects a lot. That's like one of your most important things as a coach is your ability to generate excitement in Iowa basketball, which early in his career I think he was decent at, but as the years have gone on, it's gotten worse and worse. Now, obviously, Iowa, as far as the university goes, has its own issues with all of that, the students, whatever. But still, you cannot escape the fact that Fran McCaffery has really assisted in the apathetic feeling that Iowa fans have towards the Iowa men's basketball program. Okay. I do think it's worth noting, as I said in the first video, I think Iowa has a lot of talent. Assuming everybody returns, I think they have a lot of talent for next year. And he has started to recruit differently. But the main problem that is plaguing Iowa basketball is this inability to change, to adapt and evolve. We have seen the same iteration in more or less a few spots of Iowa is top 25 in offensive efficiency, sometimes top 10, but they're also below 75 in defensive efficiency. The last 2 years commonly being below 100, which is not acceptable. It's not. And the fact is, I see a lot of fans that say, well, he doesn't recruit well enough. I disagree with that. Does he recruit as well as some other programs? No, but for Iowa being what Iowa is, without a ton of NIL money, which is very important, Iowa actually recruits surprisingly well. The reason why Iowa has been terrible defensively for multiple years in a row is because it starts from the top down. Iowa does not encourage toughness, and they don't encourage from top to bottom a desire to get stops defensively game in, game out. Iowa is an offensive-minded first team from the best player to the worst player on the roster. There might be a player here or there who likes playing defense, like a Tony Perkins or whatever. But in the end, I think that's why Tony Perkins left, because he is that kind of basketball-minded player, and he saw that Fran McCaffery is not, and Iowa is not. They don't really care about being a defensive-oriented team. And there's no signs besides recruiting recently that that's going to change. So the rumors, I think, are real. I saw a Hawk Insider, and I posted it on my Facebook group. The rumors are real. Fran McCaffery And the reason why the rumors I don't think are real as far as Fran McCaffery goes. The rumors are real, in my opinion, as far as Beth Gates goes. She's the new AD. She has given Fran McCaffery a chance, but I think she wants to make a splash. She wants to hire her coaches, not the coaches that were hired from the previous regime. If you don't think all these people who are in these positions of authority, whether it be the government, whether it be the college system, don't want to have their plan put into place, you're sadly mistaken. How do you think they got the job in the first place? Because they portrayed and articulated a vision and a plan that others thought was better than the previous person. Or if they decided to step down, I don't think that was necessarily the case with Gary Barta per se. But that's how they get the job in the first place. Which means she is likely chomping at the bit to instill whatever she wants to instill. So, as far as that goes, I saw an article from Hawk Insider. I do think it's very possible that Beth Gates will try and get rid of Fran McCaffery. The only thing that will say, and then there's apparently rumors that Owen Freeman and Brock Harding are going to shut it down for the season. I haven't seen anything about that besides comments on my videos, so we'll see if that happens. I would personally be surprised if that happens. But the only thing that I can see saving Fran McCaffery is two things. Number one, if somehow they're able to salvage this year, and when I say salvage, I mean like making the NCAA tournament or like being so close they're like one of the first two out. And even still, it might be hard. The main reason I can see Fran McCaffery saving his job is because of the current roster and talent that they do have on the roster and have coming in as part of the 2025 recruiting class. Beth Gates might meet with Fran McCaffery, and Fran McCaffery might be able to say, you know what? I got talent coming in. Give me one more year, and I'll show you where I can take this program and where I can go. But in the end, guys, time will tell. I do think that we are as close as we have ever been to the end of the Fran McCaffery era. Because at times he just doesn't really seem like he cares anymore or cares as much. And the fans are done. They're tired of the same old Iowa basketball team every single year, 3 years running. And this is where we are. All right, guys, if there's any more, I'll make a part 3, but I kind of want to chill on my in-between games here, so I'm going to shut it down. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Iowa should be having a basketball game here in the next couple days. Like, comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow and facts your feelings because your feelings just don't matter. Go Hawks. Bye-bye.